Matt Hancock has been back on the airwaves and he has an important message. He is, in fact, a human being.
But what has happened to you over the past 2 years? You know, in office, then you're forced to resign over in relationship
falling in love with somebody.
Falling in love. Well,
falling in love and breaking your own rules.
Lewis, you're the actually, one who, just stop.
You're the
Lewis,
one who
stop. Lewis, stop. I'm a human being, right?
Yeah. And you're, okay. And you're a Secretary of State.
Don't interrupt me now, because I'm going to say something that I'd like you to listen to. I'm a human being. John's question is leading up to essentially, how do you cope with this amount of stuff as a human being? And part of the answer is that, of course, politicians, have to take the rough with the smooth. And I have learned a huge amount about resilience. But I also now I'm just not interested in having people just go over old coals again and again and again. It's not fair and it's not right, because we are human too.
Of course,
and I have put myself through the most extraordinary amount of scrutiny over everything that happened, and the inquiry will rightly do that again in a proper format for learning the lessons for the country. And I'm enthusiastic about playing my part in that. But I'm also now perfectly willing and totally within my rights to say...
But you chose to be in public life. You chose to be the Secretary of State. You could have walked away at any time. So it is perfectly legitimate for people and journalists to continue to ask you questions about your record in that time. You were, by your own admission, it was an enormous event of global import.
Right. And what I'm saying is, absolutely. And I have answered.
You talk about resilience, but it doesn't sound very resilient when you're answering in that way.
No, because actually, I'm now leaving Parliament, right? I care about the future of the country and about the future of the Conservative Party. So I want to talk about these things. But I'm also a human being, right?
Of course.
And one of the reasons, so I'm absolutely up for scrutiny on the substance, but I'm also, I think it's also reasonable to say enough is enough.
Relaunching a campaign, enough is enough. Matt Hancock has been asked enough questions. He's subjected himself to an extraordinary amount of scrutiny, such as going on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, and getting paid 320 grand for it and giving 10 grand to charity and saying he did it for charity. I'm not sure I trust this guy's motives. In any case, not content with being a human being, Matt Hancock also wants you to know he is a normal one. This is the former Health Secretary speaking to the Bright Blue Conservative group.
I'm a normal person. Now, I'm not a Conservative MP, right? And it's just be normal, like the people who we represent. That's what we need to do. That's a really good starting point.
Has he managed to be normal, Aaron?
No. And Michael, going back to that first clip with Lewis Goodall, what did I do wrong? I fell in love. My sin, my misdeed is I fell in love with somebody. Matt, you had a wife and children who you humiliated in public. And by the way, each time you do this little thing, I fell in love, you're still humiliating them. Don't you have a responsibility to them? Now, I understand not all relationships last forever. That's life. I get it. And people find other people. They move. I get it. But I think most people would say, look, I feel bad for what happened. I'm an adulterer. I cheated on my wife and the mother of my children. That's happened. And out of respect to them, I'd rather not talk about it. I'm very happy with Gina Colodangelo. By the way, what the hell does she see in this guy? But park that. It's kind of a fatuous point. The important point is he is repeatedly humiliating his wife and the mother of his children and his children, and he doesn't seem to see a problem with it. I fell in love. What, are you the victim here? Are you the victim? Like you say, with your 300 grand check for a mime celebrity? Crazy. How the hell is this guy a politician? It really does underscore that the caliber of people in public life in this country. And this is something, Michael, I really want to say this. I've spoken to lawyers, people in finance, successful people, 4 or 5 times now in their 50s, early 60s. And they say, you know what? I regret not going into politics because I thought it was full of talented people. I would do my own thing. But the country's buggered. The political class is useless. They can't do anything. And I feel partly responsible because people like me didn't take up that challenge and we wanted to do other things. And I think there's something to that, right? I think for 20, 25 years, particularly on the Conservative side, but in Labour too, but I think particularly on the Conservative side, the kinds of people getting into politics, frankly, nobodies, losers, hucksters. What would Matt Hancock have accomplished if he hadn't gone into politics? What is this guy good at? Okay, Blair, you might not like the guy. I don't like the guy. I think he should face trial in The Hague. He's got an incredibly powerful charisma. What's Matt Hancock got? I don't get it. Extraordinary. And he still thinks he's the victim. He's one of the most charmless, strange, unintelligent people I've seen elevated to such high status in this country. And I find it utterly inexplicable.